A lot of people in polyamory communities talking about Google Calendar, so we kind of get used to it. But like all of us, right? But your system is like even more fascinating.
I feel like you can't be lazy and be poly at the same time. Like that just doesn't. You can't do it. Like if you're lazy, it's better that you're not.
You just stick with one person.
Right. But he was also married, and his husband is what opened him up to being poly. I mean, he was already poly, but his husband opened the door to do it with him. And when he did it, he didn't accept it, and they ended up splitting, and they divorced. And when he divorced, that's when I came into the picture, and we have been building on.
We can shoot the movie here with all this.
I was like, where's my editor to write this book? Help me write this book.
Yeah.
Have an intimate session with let's just say a trans man, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I will ask my husband and the boyfriend and the other two boyfriends, like, hey, I am going to go to this person's house. I'm going to have this intimate moment. I'm going to give you the address where I'm at. I'm going to tell you who he is. And then I will come back within probably a couple hours.
And I said, okay, let's go. So since then, I've been going to their house every Tuesday. And we're sleeping, 3 of us. Yes, so they call me Tuesday guy, and I like it. It might sound funny, but for me it works very well. Party, out of 65 people there, I met the guy. I've met a couple of friends too there. But I met this guy I've never seen before. We never met before. Oh my God. People thought that we are boyfriends or even husbands because we were so into each other the whole night. Like we could not stop until 4 a.m. in the morning. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Oleg. I'm very happy to start this episode of Polyamory Chat. It's been a while, and Happy New Year and Merry Christmas and all the holidays we just celebrated. And I think it's a new year, new beginnings, and new feelings, new emotions, maybe new questions. So we'll have our conversation and about polyamory relationship here tonight. And I'm happy to introduce you a couple of familiar faces, at least to me. We're going to start with Justin. Hi, Justin. How are you doing?
Good, Oleg. How are you?
I'm good. I like your new camera. I can see all the details of your face. I love it.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And we also have Wick. He's usually from Florida, but today he's in Tennessee. I'm actually in Florida right now, so we kind of swap places. I'm in the warmer weather, and I think you're in the cold, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool. Good to see you. Thank you so much for being here tonight with us. And Edward from Houston, and I think Edward, the only one here that we actually met in person about a year ago.
Has it been that long?
I know. Time
it's
flies.
Been that long?
It feels like that. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe 10 months ago.
Yeah.
Okay. That was in Houston. That was on Polyamory meetup in person. I was hosted there and Edward was there. Hi, Edward. Good to see you.
Good to see you guys as well.
How are you doing?
I am well. Life has been interesting for me since the last time we saw each other.
Nice. That's what I like to hear from all of you guys, and even from myself, because that's dream of mine. You know, we especially for this like 2-3 months break we had. I mean, I'm ready to hear some news, some updates, some changes. You know, because I think polyamory people we not used to have boring typical relationship when everything is the same, you know, years after years. For us it's like every week, every month, it's like something new, something exciting. So I'm definitely looking forward. Justin, let's start from you. How was your I think you had couple of vacations.
Yes. I
Yeah,
went to Mexico.
Hanukkah.
I went to Mexico. Yeah, I went to Mexico, had a great time, had a great Hanukkah. And my four partners are still doing well. And we spent the holidays together. It was amazing. I just got a letter stating that all my student loans have been gone.
Yes.
So I was
Students,
like, yeah.
students.
So I was like,
Oh.
you see, look, you see all this paper on my wall, right? Okay.
Mhm.
I was happy that it was gone. So, yeah, things have been really, really well. And I'm looking at property in Puerto Rico.
Nice. Why Puerto Rico? How is it like? Is that going to be like a winter house or what is it?
Yes, I have a plan, and it's a long plan because I'm a Capricorn, and that's how we do. So my thing is like, I will buy this place in Puerto Rico, pay it off, and then after 6 years, I will. I'm already looking into dual citizenship in Mexico, and after 6 years, after getting my citizenship, I will probably sell that house in Puerto Rico and be able to put down on a house in Mexico.
So this is your long way to Mexico.
Oh yeah,
And what you gonna do in Mexico? Well, hold on. You're
nothing.
living right now
Absolutely.
in New Mexico. Why? You already living in New Mexico.
I don't plan on doing anything. Like, here's my thing. Like, I have like, my 80 acres here and my house here. I'm not giving that up. So I will be probably going back and forth after I
Hmm.
retire, like, just being a snowbird.
So you're gonna have one family here in New Mexico, another family in Mexico.
I think I'll have a family in Mexico. I mean, I think I'll just stick to the four partners I have because my
Okay,
bandwidth is full.
okay, cool. And how's your Spanish so far?
Muy bien, gracias.
Perfectamente. Thank you so much. All right, all right. And okay, let's talk to Vic. It's been a couple of months as well since we chat. What's new with you?
I did a couple of relocation cruises from Europe back to Florida. That's the advantage of living in the Miami, Fort Lauderdale area. I did
Mhm.
those with one of the partners. That was a lot of fun. I
Mm.
enjoyed it. It was a lot of one-on-one time because we normally live in different residences. So I had to
Correct.
get used to that. And I'm back into my normal cycle of spending time with my parents up here in Tennessee and
Mm.
spending time with my Kentucky partner. So doing good.
Wow, I already lost, but I love how you're able to manage the distance, So you have few partners, which is only few, right? Justin has four. I think they're all somewhere nearby, I guess, right?
Yes, they're all nearby.
So it's completely different story. And you have two, but they kind of like on the distance. And also your parents, which is like so many states to drive, to travel. And the distance not this no, not the problem for you.
It's a long drive, but I do it.
You do it. Okay. And did you say cruise? You went on a cruise?
Yes, it was a Royal Caribbean relocation cruise and then a Virgin relocation cruise. Virgin Cruise Lines is highly recommended. It was like 30% of the guys on the cruise ship were gay. So it was a lot of fun.
On a
Is that
Virgin cruise line.
Virgin Gay?
It wasn't a gay cruise. It was just a lot of gays apparently decided to move that ship back to Florida with us.
Interesting. Yeah, that was my question. Was it the accident or like why so many gay guys on this
I
particular?
think it just worked out. It was between Christmas and New Year's. A lot of families don't cruise during that time. And it was just a lot of gay guys live in Miami and Fort Lauderdale. And it just seemed like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them signed up for that cruise. It was well priced.
Mm-hmm.
And it just was in their market. So they all
Okay.
jumped on it.
So how many days was that?
16.
Wow. Wow. So you spend all this time with your partner, right?
Yes.
Basically for the first time, like that long time.
Yeah.
Hmm. And how you able to manage that, like to find 16 days in your schedule and in his schedule, and it's kind of a big deal, I would say.
It was. I think my parents missed me being up here to help them out a lot.
Mm.
But I'm retired and it's something I've been wanting to do. I gonna try to shy off from the relocation cruises for a while because, as you say, they really are long and they really make the schedule hard.
Hmm. But you made it.
Because I have other responsibilities too, and when I'm out of the country, it's hard to keep up with them.
Correct. And how long you been together with this guy?
About a year and a half.
So in my case, in my kind of perspective, it's not that long, you know, because for me it's like 16 days. It's kind of a big commitment. So congratulations on that, that you've been able to manage that. And I basically now realizing that you have two partners in different states. You also have a parents in different states. You live in different states. So you basically manage all of that in the same time. And you probably also need the personal time for yourself, right?
Yes, I'm somewhat introverted, and it's hard to get the personal time sometimes.
Mm-hmm. So how do you, in terms of time management, like it looks like you're very well organized person in that sense.
I keep actually a paper calendar on the refrigerator of my parents' house that lists where I will be each day. And then I take a picture of it on the iPhone and then share that with people. And I say, if you want to know where I'm going to be at, this is the latest schedule. And that allows me to know when I'm going to be in Tennessee, when I'm going to be in Florida, if I'm on a cruise, or if any other activities are going on. It
And
allows me to keep things scheduled.
this is impressive. You know, a lot of people in polyamory communities talking about Google Calendar, so we kind of get used to it. But yeah, like all of us, right? But your system is like even more fascinating, and it feels like if someone received the picture of this paper calendar on the refrigerator, this is like this is it, you know, there's no changes, and that's fixed. And
I
so
have an eraser.
okay. And how far do you plan your things, like
I put a year's calendar up and I plan it out as far as things are going. Like I do a lot of volunteer work in the Fort Lauderdale area also. Like I'm volunteering for Miami Pride, and I put those on
wow.
the calendar. And I have to keep the calendar to make sure that I don't double book. I have a real problem with double booking. So I keep the calendar and I make sure that if somebody says, can you help me out with a particular event? I will say, let me check the calendar. And I also keep it on the iPhone too. And the iPhone and the paper calendar pretty much duplicate each other. That way I can avoid, I have medical visits I have to do back in Fort Lauderdale. Everything has to be scheduled. So I'm at the right place at the right time.
Wow, this is very impressive. I think that's what kind of uh, a common thing between polyamory people. We're not afraid to be busy. We're okay to do things back to back, or sometimes even like double, or like do several things at the same time. And we are pretty efficient. And I mean, we're definitely not lazy. And oh my God, this is impressive. I thank you so much for sharing that. Wow,
Thank
that's
you.
great. Wow, wow. Every time I learn something new from Vic. I love it. I love it.
I feel like you can't be lazy and be poly at the same time. Like that just doesn't, you can't do it. Like if you're lazy, just it's better that you're not polyamorous.
You just stick with one person for 25 years. You know what to do. You know, every Friday
Yeah.
you're doing this, every Monday you're doing that, and you're good. Yeah, you said. You don't have to like remember and schedule things ahead and send reminders to people. I love it. I love it. Yeah, good. Self-organization. Edward, what's up?
Yes.
What's new with you? You said, I mean, it's been a while for
It's
sure.
been a while. So the last time I saw you, we talked about, different aspects of what polyamory looked like for different people. And in that time, I've met someone and things are going well with he and I. He already has a boyfriend, and he's waiting to introduce me to him to see if we can perform a triad. But I've also met someone outside of him, and there's a potential out in Cincinnati right now that we've just started to build something. So I definitely want to hear more from Vic on how he does that management as far as the people in different cities, because the one that is here, he's local. Most of everybody is here is local. The person that I met about a month and a half ago. We were friends a long time ago. I mentioned to him about polyamory, and he thought it was something that he was interested in. Long story short, he found out it wasn't for him, and he moved on to be monogamous with the guy he's dating now. So in the time that we've not been seeing each other, it was a mess. But I learned a lot in that transition. But the guy that I'm with now, we've been seeing each other since August. And he finally said the words that a lot of people love to hear but don't want to hear. He finally told me he loved me. The Christmas night, Christmas Eve. No, it's Christmas. It was Christmas. It was Christmas. Christmas Day. He told me that, and we celebrated New Year's together in a very intimate way, which made it very unique for me because I'm a very intimate person. So to have that way of being it done was great. Um, there are some concerns that I have in this aspect, but I'm still trying to navigate how to deal with those concerns in this lifestyle because it's not easy being poly when it's not as openly communicative as you'd like it to be. And that's one of
Mhm.
the issues that I'm running into with my partner at the moment because he's so in love with his boyfriend that
Mhm.
he's hesitant on letting him know how close he and I are. And I think he's worried that he's not going to approve, and that's going to determine what happens between us. So we're kind of in a very weird space right now. But as
Do you
far
know
as
how long they've been together, those
we
two?
them two met, I want to say they've known each other since about they've been in each other's lives for about a year. Officially dating, they started back in June of this year.
So it's pretty fresh.
Yeah, it's still kind of fresh, but
Mm.
he was also married, and his husband is what opened him up to being poly. I mean, he was already poly, but his husband opened the door to do it with him. And when he did it, he didn't accept it, and they ended up splitting, and they divorced. And when he divorced, that's when I came into the picture, and we have been building on.
We can shoot the movie here with all this
I was
drama
like,
and
where's my editor to write this book, help me write this book?
yep.
So look, so funny y'all say that. So in all of this, it did inspire me to start writing about my experiences in my life. So I am writing a book. In regards to all of this, my experiences thus far and what I've done in past. So it's definitely been an eye opener for me. So panels like this is definitely something I'm excited to be a part of because I get to collab with other people that are
Oh,
successfully having these relationships because it's not for everybody. The guy that I was talking about that lives in he lives about 90 miles from me. He thought polyamory and non-monogamous are of the same coin, and it was what caused confusion for him because he'd tell me he's interested in me, and then he's 2 days later, he's introduced me to three different people that he's trying to build relationships with when he just met them. And it was like, are you trying to build relationships or are you just trying to have sex with them? And he was confused in how he wanted this all to play out. So then he finally admits that this is not what he wanted, and he's going to hone in on being monogamous and not polyamorous. So he was only doing the poly for me, and didn't realize it wasn't working because he didn't know what he was doing. He was causing so much chaos in all of us. So yeah.
well, let's try to be clear. Polyamory is part of non-monogamy umbrella.
It is, but he was thinking that that's all that it entails. Like being non-monogamous is poly. That's all he thought. He thought that's how it
Question.
worked. And I was like,
Question. So I'm thinking, Oleg, this is what I'm thinking is that this person was confused about having connections with more people, like as in that's what polyamory is, but also the non-monogamy thing is you can have sex with anybody you want. Is that what
yeah,
he did? Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. And then when he realized he was wrong in his aspects of how it works, and after I explained it to him several times, he finally realized that he was wrong with his thought process, and he decided to just back away. Didn't do it in
Okay.
a very, very positive way.
Mhm.
And of course, I'd already started developing feelings. I'm a Taurus, so I fall fast, and I hate that about me sometimes because my heart is already in it, and then
Mm.
dumb stuff
Yeah,
happens, and now I'm sitting
no
here
wonder.
feel I'm hurt and they're over here living their best life. So yeah,
Oof.
the biggest challenge that I've had as of lately is the guy that I'm seeing, and we'll just call him R. He when he and I met, his boyfriend was on a cruise ship. He was working on a cruise ship. He's a DJ, and he was on the cruise ship. So he was leaving for supposed to be gone 5 months. So in that time while he was gone, that was my time for he and I to get closer and get to know each other. And we went from seeing each other on a schedule every other day to seeing each other every day, which was a very change in my dynamic because I wasn't used to being up under someone every day that I'm not used to being around. He has two beautiful pit bulls that I love, like they're mine, but it was all a lot. Like I hadn't expected all that to happen. And what happened was is the boyfriend came back early. He was supposed to be going until February. He came back this past weekend. So yeah, it's been a lot.
That's literally another movie. That's literally another movie.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I feel like I should get a screenwriter.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Wow. He came
Yeah, so
early
now,
from cruise. How's that even possible, right?
so yeah, he what happened was he was on a contract and he missed ours so much that he switched his contract out with someone else on the ship and they let him come home now, and that's why he came back. He just wasn't able to function without him. He met someone on the boat, had a friendship, bond with them, and then they got injured, left. So he came home, and now the boyfriend that he made out there deleted and blocked him because he was gone when he came back. So it, like I said, it's like telenovela.
Wow. Wow. I mean, this sounds like The Bold, Black, and the Beautiful. Like, I feel like,
It's like who's gonna come through that door next?
oh my God.
Wow.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
So yeah, it's definitely been, and I have to say, because I'm pansexual, so I do love men, women, and trans men.
Mhm.
And the dynamic is different because I've expressed this to R, and he's okay with it. Well,
Mhm.
once I introduced it to him, for me, he never identified as pansexual. It was just polyamory. After I identified myself to him as pansexual, he then opens the door to start welcoming in women into his life. So, like I said, it's definitely been a lot going on
Wow.
since I last saw you guys. Because I saw you guys the last one you guys were in. I was there, but I didn't come up because I was doing a lot of traveling that day. So I was in listening, but I wasn't actively in the conversation with you guys. But
Okay.
we
Mhm.
met around the last time you guys. We were really getting involved when you guys had the last conversation you guys had. And it was very intense, and I was on my way to meet him, and that's why I couldn't stay on. But yes, I'm learning how to maneuver through all of this.
Mhm.
It's just there are times where it gets a little daunting because it's like, okay, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be. I'm giving you my authentic self. I'm telling you everything I need to give you so you understand. So there's no room for gray areas. And there's times where that's not being reciprocated. And it concerns me because it's like, okay, I'm giving you it all, but you're not giving it all back to me. So am
Mhm.
I missing something? Am I not connecting the dots properly? Or is it that you just don't want it to go as far as you made it seem? So,
So I want to talk about one, boundaries, two, communication,
mhm,
right? So it is paramount in any relationship, especially a poly relationship. Doesn't matter
mhm.
what dynamic, doesn't matter if it's a polycule, mine is a star that's all connected points, the
I guess
pentagon, it's complicated, right? So, but the thing is, like, we all have boundaries with each other, right? So I know my husband, I've been with my husband for 19 years. I know all of his boundaries, right? And we've been with a boyfriend for almost 2 years. I know all of his boundaries. The two other boyfriends that we have, it'll be a year in March. So we have to talk about boundaries in order for us to understand that, okay, so let's just say they're all gay and I'm omnisexual or bisexual by umbrella, right? So the thing, let me explain omnisexual. I'm sorry. I'm attracted to every gender, but it's a different scale. So,
okay.
so I sometimes have that urge to have an intimate session with let's just say a trans man, right?
Mhm, mhm.
And so I will ask my husband and the boyfriend and the other two boyfriends, like, hey, I am going to go to this person's house. I'm going to have this intimate moment. I'm going to give you the address where I'm at. I'm going to tell you who he is. And then I will come back within probably a couple hours.
Hmm.
I will text you if I'm not back in if I'm
Delayed.
delayed, right?
Right.
So, lack of a better word. So
It got good. You had to enjoy a little bit more. It got real good.
right, exactly. So I'm like,
I
okay,
want to
but I
say.
know that, but my partners also know that I'm not gay. So they're kind of like, oh. okay, well, we understand that Justin has this attraction, right? So it's okay for him to explore this, but also it's okay for him to explore. It's okay for him to explore it, but also let's put boundaries on it to make sure that everybody's safe,
Right.
everybody's good. Justin is safe going to somebody's house that, it may be somebody I met on a social media app. You know what I'm saying when I say social media app. So, you have to put those boundaries, but also communication is a different key to that too. Like you have to communicate if you're poly. You don't have to like it, but you got to do it. So
Yes.
my thing is like with me and my husband, like we have a way of communicating where I got really used to that's the way I communicate with all my intimate partners because that's the way I communicate with my husband. But I had to learn that the boyfriend does not communicate the same way as the husband. And
Right.
the two other boyfriends that we have certainly don't communicate the same way as the boyfriend and the husband. So every single time I actually talk to someone or if I have a problem with it or an issue, maybe with something that they said or did, the way I bring it up is very different for every person in my relationship. So like,
Right.
I'm not going to say the person's name, but like there's
Mhm.
one that said something that I was I was like side eye. And so I had to like bring it up. I'm like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Yeah, do you remember yesterday you said something about blah 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 blah? I just want to let you know that it really hurt me that you said that. And of course, with my husband, it's totally different. Like, right? So if he says something I don't like, I'm like, Phil, now you know. Like, now you know. I know you didn't really mean to say it like that, but the way you said it was kind of like off-putting. So
Hmm.
I have to communicate differently. So
Mhm.
Right.
like when it comes to especially being attracted to other genders that
Hmm.
not my partners are not attracted to, I have to make sure that I have to communicate
Hmm.
how I feel and then talk about it because especially when you have Edward, you have how many people in your really? I try to keep up. I
Give
really
up. So,
did.
so actively right now, I have one person in my life who has a boyfriend.
Okay.
There's someone else that I'm interested in. So we haven't established
Okay.
anything, but we're working
Got it.
towards building. So
Understood. So I'm just
so we'll
looking
say,
at
if we're playing spades, we'll say one in a possible.
got it. So understood. Got it. But no, I was just looking at how the dynamics work because, of course, like there's people that are in a V, there's people that are in
Hmm.
a triad, and people that are in a throuple don't necessarily like the word triad sometimes because
Right.
throuple leaves it open for more. And
Hmm.
there's people that are in a polycule, which usually means like four people, like
Right.
that are it does
Plus.
yeah. But
Mhm.
like, there's different shapes and sizes. So I was just like, huh, what is his shape and
Right.
size? Because it sounds like since everybody's not connected, you have to be the one
You do the connecting.
to
Yeah. Connect.
no, you don't have no,
So,
I'm not gonna say that. You don't have to connect them all. You don't have to, connect the
so,
dots. I'm saying that you're the one that has to be the one to communicate because it sounds like you're like the middle right now. So it's like being in the middle.
sucks.
Well,
Let's call it what it is. It sucks.
let me ask you the same question, Justin. How's your structure look like?
Oh, I wrote it down.
Oh, you got a diagram. I was
Oh, I
here the
wrote it
last time,
down.
and you
Yes.
This is
showed
my
us.
structure.
Yes,
Oh,
I
that.
remember the
Oh,
polycule.
so this is equal.
Yeah,
Everyone
so
equal?
everybody is connected,
Wow.
but not everybody's married. There's two people. I'm
Correct.
sorry. There's four
Because
people
it's
that are married
impossible.
to yeah,
Mhm.
there's two couples, and then there's one who's not married, right?
So
So,
there's two
but
married
everybody's
couples.
yes, but everybody's connected because we're all together. We all do things together.
Correct.
We all say we're boyfriends, partners,
Yes.
blah 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 blah. So,
Oh,
and then we're we have a cuddle puddle sometimes.
I
yes.
love that.
Yeah, so it's like, we'll watch a movie and we're all just gonna be on the couch. We have a huge couch.
Oh,
I
it
love
must
seeing
be.
And
you guys.
and so we'll all just climb into bed
Mm.
because we have
Oh,
a family bed, which is like about 10
can
to
we?
11
Oh,
feet.
we all need that.
Well, I know, I'm
Yes.
just saying, I'm no, no, I'm just saying we'll go to bed, go to sleep,
Mhm. No, I'm just saying,
Um,
but the being able to have everyone in the same space is amazing.
yeah,
Oh,
and then plus, I mean, we are all intimate together.
That's awesome.
oh.
Yeah.
So I do know that
I want
ours.
I want everyone just to feel it because I feel it, like 3, 4 people around me. Oh my, especially in the middle of winter, everywhere mostly it's winter
We
right
need them now.
now.
Now is the time.
Wait, now is the time to do it, guys. Look at the advantages of it. It's so
For
beautiful.
sure. For
Yes.
sure.
So I do know that ours end game is for us to be at least to about. He wants about 4 to 5 of us all connected.
Uh-huh.
But it looks different between for him and I because he and I are bisexual or pansexual. So
Uh-huh.
the dynamic would be anyone that we brought in. The only issue is that his boyfriend wouldn't be completely included in those situations,
Right.
and that's one of the concerns that we're having now. That's what we've been discussing, because he's currently making a connection with a young lady that he likes, who she is very attractive.
Mhm.
And if we were all to collab together, it would be something interesting to see. But because of the fact that, like you were saying about communication, I'm very communicative, except when it comes to how something makes me feel. I have to process it first,
Mhm.
and then
Mhm.
I come back and bring it up. So we'll talk.
Mhm.
It'll piss me off, and it'll take me a day
Mhm.
or two to process, and then I'll come back and say, "Hey, the other
Mhm.
day when we were having that conversation, I really felt some type of way, and this is why." But I wanted to
Mhm.
be able to come to you with a clear mind and talk to you instead of coming at you with the anger or
Mhm.
frustration that was on me at that moment. So he
Mhm.
gets it. He knows my keywords now. Anytime I say nothing is wrong, he's like, "Okay, I'll wait for you to process and then you come back
Right.
and tell me what's going on." So, so we've established that, and I'm glad that we are there. It's just there are times where it's like, okay, even with the new guy, the guy that we had brought in, his name is G. We were good friends. We had met back in May, and then we came back together right before the holidays, and we were just collabing. We were having a good time. We were communicating things like that. He liked me. I liked him. We meshed. We thought about, let's see what happens. I introduced him to what polyamory was and what it meant to me. He thought it was something he wanted. So I brought him, and because I communicate very well with R about it, I introduced him to him. First it was over the phone, then he came over, we hung out, we had a great weekend. He went back, we went to him for the next holiday, and it was very transformative. We were all good, everybody was happy. Because communication wasn't open on all aspects of it, it went left before it went right. And it
Okay.
caused a shift in our dynamic to where he came at me and said, "Hey, you know what? I think we should just cut G out, let him be a friend and not nothing intimate because he hasn't
Mhm.
figured out his life yet." And we came to that decision together because it was starting to cause a rift between he and I. And
Mhm.
before I let that happen, I'll cut it all off. So
Mhm.
um, he is definitely somebody that I've never loved like this before. So that's why it's hard for me sometimes because I've loved a lot. I'm 43 years old. I've loved quite a few people in my lifetime, but I've never loved a man like I love this guy here. And
Oh.
it's very unique, and it's sometimes scary because when I feel like I'm left on red, I feel like I'm being ignored when I know that's not the
Uh,
case. But it's hard for me because, like I said, I'm an Earth sign. I was born on Earth Day, so
our
and
signs unite.
yeah,
Signs unite.
so that's where I'm at now. Even now, like he just spent the weekend with, his boyfriend because he just got back, and he just went home for the first time tonight. And originally the plan was is when he got back, he was gonna go home, I was gonna come hang, we were gonna spend the night together, and we would regroup and start building again. Well, because he didn't feel like going to the gym with his other friends, he decided to just stay home and chill. So I said, you know what? Sounds like a night to write. We write. Sometimes writing helps us process. So
Mhm.
he writes. He's writing his book about his prison, his time in his incarceration time frame, and the stories about himself. And I'm writing a book, and I also journal a lot because journaling helps me get the stuff that's
Mhm.
in me out. So I told him, I said, tonight would be a good night to write. So he says, you know what? That's what we'll do. We'll chill. We'll spend the night writing, and then we'll collab tomorrow. And I was like, great. But originally, it was like, my plan was, I get to see Bay tonight. So I'm excited. Go
Mhm.
home, shower, 6 hour shave, get myself together. And then we're not having it. I was like, okay. So those are the points where it's a little rough because I sometimes get in a place where I feel alone because
Mhm.
he has someone. I
Mhm.
don't have anyone outside of him at the moment, and then the one person that I'm getting to know lives in Cincinnati. So us seeing each other is gonna be one of those things where we have to schedule those times to be around one another, making sure our travel plans work, our work schedules work, and that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out now. But he says he's okay with learning that dynamic. I've introduced him to R. R is cool with him. It's just because he wants me to have someone else in my life, so I'm never by myself as well as he is. So he's very
It sounds like
understanding and
a
open. It's just
mhm. It sounds
sometimes
like a perfectly normal poly relationship to me. Like,
it,
it's
it's
like when me and my husband started dating other people, we made a pact. So
mm,
we said we're not going to date anybody outside of each other. So
Mm-hmm.
if we date somebody, it's going to be together.
right.
And so we had to kiss a couple frogs. Like,
What do you find new
it's
places?
it's dating, right? It for anyone, right? So it's
Right.
like, we dated one, two, three, four guys, and so none of them really worked out. And I mean, one thought he was poly, like, and realized he's not poly at all. The other one didn't know what exactly he wanted out of from us. Um, one of them broke up with us via text message.
Oh, the
We're friends
shade.
now because I
I've
had
been
to I
there.
had to
Yeah.
I had a year of not talking to him. But we're friends now, so we're good. But then we had another one that literally he wasn't mature enough to handle
Mm-hmm.
what went along with being poly, and same with the one with the text. Like, he came to the realization that he was not able to handle it.
Mhm.
So I say this because it's one of those things where you have to kind of give each other space, and also it's kind of like, oh, my feelings come up. Like, okay, so my husband and my boyfriend are off to a they went to a Jamaican festival, and my ancestry is like, some of them are from Jamaica, right? And I'm like, well, I should be there. But no, I have class. I have to go to class. Like, I can't go there, right? So
Being
I'm
an
like
adult.
FOMOing out, like, because they're not here. And
Yeah.
of course, when they pull up, I'm like a little puppy. I'm in your
Yes.
face, like, I'm like, ah, yay, you're back, you're back, you're back. Like, I'm like hugging and kissing them. They have driven for 4 hours. They're not trying to
Be
trying
bothered right now. They would
they're like,
relax,
you know what? We
relax.
need to unpack. Your energy is a lot right now. And I'm like, oh, it is? I'm like, of course I don't know, because I'm just doing what comes natural to me. Like, when I see
Right.
my parents, I haven't seen them in a while. But like, I realized, I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least they told me. At least it wasn't like, you're being really annoying right now, Justin. Can you please go away? So the thing is, of course, you get those feelings that come up, like, right? So what are they doing without me? Like, oh, I should be there, right? And of course, you have to get through those feelings, and you have to stay in those feelings, honestly, to be able to work your way through them. So, like, for me, like, I had to, it's very quick. I'm very quick to process my feelings, because also
Mm-hmm.
I'm a therapist, so I just, it's kind of par for the course. So I process my feelings, and then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. I'm over it. I don't care what they're doing, because I know that they still love me,
Yep.
right? So it's like, when our other two boyfriends, they're married, right? So I'm kind of like not worried too much, because they have each other. So I'm
Mhm.
kind of like, okay. So, but when, of course, the couple, like, and my husband and the boyfriend, like, I'm like, I'm here by myself. Let me just grab my bottle of wine right now and, like, play PlayStation, because I know it's gonna be that kind of night. I mean, for sure. So you have to go through those feelings of, like, feeling that, oh my God, the other part of my throuple, or the other part of my polycule, is doing something without me. And that's
Yeah.
okay.
Wow. Wow. We are so different. I love it.
What I did when I was on the cruise is
Yep.
I created a unique Facebook account that had a certain number of friends in it that included my friend from Kentucky. So he got to go on the cruise with us through the Facebook page. And I would
Wow.
put pictures of the dinner outfits, which of course were totally bizarre. That way he wasn't left out. He would kind of feel like he was there and know what I was up to. And that kind of kept the bridge open while I was gone for that period of time.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
So you had a Wi-Fi on the cruise.
He paid for the internet package.
Wi-Fi.
Oh, I had the internet package.
Yeah, expansion
Yeah.
internet package for 16 days. Yeah. Couple of words about my updates, I guess.
Yes, fill
I
us
was gonna
in.
say, what's going on with you, Oleg?
I don't know if I can make it in a couple of words, if
You
it's
can.
possible. I guess on the last episode I said, "Oh, I don't have anyone. I have no boyfriend," something like that. Now,
Mhm.
now I have a bunch.
How many's a
Uh,
bunch?
Yes. Explain what's a bunch.
let's see how many fingers we have.
Oleg, you've been busy.
Real busy.
Yeah, I've been preparing for this podcast. I cannot just come and say, "Okay, nothing happened." I've been busy. Yeah, not online but offline in the real life. Yeah. Well, I've met a lot of people, I would say, and thanks God, all of them are in New York City. So that's great. That's
Yeah.
finally, you probably remember
It's
how many
different for you.
months I've been exactly. I've been talking that all the polyamory people lives elsewhere, for Lauderdale, I don't know, California, Ohio, anywhere but New York. And now I start meeting more and more polyamory people in New York, which is great. I think it started from the couple that I actually followed them on the Instagram for some time. They're husbands for years, and they're pretty active. They go everywhere. They have a house on Fire Island. They host their own parties and different kind of stuff. And so, one husband, he's really into polyamory. So that was our initial conversation in the nightclub where we met on random Thursday. And so it happened. We actually met 2 times in the same bar in like 2 or 3 weeks or in 1 month. I don't remember. So when we met for a second time, he said, "Oh, it's you again." Oh, and I also mentioned this polyamory chat. They said, "You should join my polyamory chat on YouTube because like you have a lot of ideas and you're very excited about polyamory. So please join us." And so we connected on that level. That was our basically initial, conversation. And the second time we met, it was 4 a.m. in the morning. It was very cold in New York City. And he just said, "Oh, let's go with us." It sound like a joke or something. And I said, "Okay, let's go." So since then, I've been going to their house every Tuesday. And we sleep in three of us. Yes. So they call me Tuesday guy, and I like it. It might sound funny, but for me it works very well because I said I do work on the weekends. So weekends for me it's pretty tough. But Tuesday, Wednesday I'm free if you want me, to come and it's anything like that. I said, "Yeah, let's do it." So it really gives me that uh peace of mind that I know the Tuesday, that's the place where I can go. If something happened or something changes, no problem. But I know that they know Tuesdays that work for me, and it looks like it's worked for them. So I love it. And I think Thursday, I mean, the Christmas was on Tuesday actually, or something like that. I don't remember.
It was on Wednesday because my birthday was on
Oh,
Friday.
Wednesday, right. The Tuesday they were busy or something. They said, "Can we do it on Wednesday?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Wednesday also works for me." So we met actually on Christmas night, I think. I guess I've never celebrated Christmas. I don't remember. I don't remember. It's not really like my holiday. But this time I came to their place and we've been there together, three of us. Finally, not going to any parties because they party animal. I'm party animal
Oh,
too. Like we go in places like crazy. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like you name it. You know what I mean? Like crazy until late hour, like until 3, 4 a.m. So it's like we barely talk. We barely like have intimate time and stuff like that in conversations. So this Christmas, they actually had a gift for me. I was extremely surprised. I didn't expect anything.
aw.
I think I actually forgot that that was a Christmas because I've been literally working every single day in December until January 2nd. Okay. So I lost count of the days, of the dates, and all of that, and holidays because there was so many of them. And I work all of them basically. So yeah, it was very sweet. It was very cute. We've been sitting, we've been talking for hours. Like one of the husband willing to go to this special party we had in a nice venue, but he did not, and he stayed, and it was great. So yeah, That was
Aw.
the day we saw each other the last time, because they went on a cruise and they got back to New York January 5th, and I was flying to Florida on January 6th. So it was like literally it was like less than 24 hours that we could potentially see each other, but it was very tough because my work schedule was tough. So, and I will be back to New York somewhere on the middle of February. So,
Wow.
right, because my trip is just started like literally yesterday. So I'm going to Lima, Peru, and then I'll
Ah,
I'll I'll go to Colombia, and nobody knows where else I'm gonna go,
are you going to
but
be going to Bogota?
Medellin this time.
Ah, okay.
I just need to practice my language, right? My I need to
I'm
like
sure that's the
deeper.
only reason why.
I need the deeper connections, just to
Sure.
practice.
Sure.
And you're
Like
going during the
proximity.
summer too.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm going from Florida, which is technically summer here and everywhere. Yeah, of course. I'm tired of
Mm.
cold in New York City. It's been cold, yeah, this
Wait,
year.
so is it just the couple? Because you said a bunch. So
There's
I'm
a
like,
bunch. Okay, so the husband, the one is the party animal, he's gonna watch this episode, because they all subscribe to my YouTube channel. So they're all gonna see it. So he hosted his birthday party in the beginning of December, and he invited a closest circle of friends, which into his apartment, which was 65 gay men. Okay, that was like a little a little gathering. Yeah,
65 gave in an apartment in New York.
yeah, it's kind of like triple
Wow.
size apartment. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a lot of space there. I mean, we can fit another 50 people on top, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was something exciting. I cannot really share a lot on the YouTube,
Hmm.
but that was a
Hmm.
special night for sure for, I guess, everyone. It was interesting that a lot of people on that night, they had a ticket for a big gay party in Brooklyn, like a big circuit party.
Mhm.
And a lot of people didn't go. Like they literally decide to stay here and then go to the party. That like just turn on your imagination what was there. You know what
I
I mean?
am. I'm already there.
Right. Surprisingly, I did not actually expect anything like that. I did not read the full invitation. I just RSVP and like, okay, I'll be there. Of course, I will be there. That's my boyfriend's, and I'll be there. And then I was just arriving, and I read the dress code and everything. And I was like, oh, the jock strap, and like, oh, okay, that's that kind of party. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I love that.
I wasn't even ready, like mentally or what, but I met the guy there at the party. Out of 65 people there, I met the guy. I met a couple of friends too there. But I met this guy I've never seen before. We never met before. Oh my God. People thought that we are boyfriends or even husbands, because we were so into each other the whole
Wow.
night. Like we could not stop until 4 a.m. in the morning. Both of us have to go to work next day,
Oh my gosh.
I know. I have to be at work at 10 o'clock in the morning. So I decided to stay there until 8 a.m. just to sleep a few hours, wake up, and go straight to work. Because
So you guys just talked until 4 o'clock in the morning? You just
uh,
talked?
we just had a chat. Let's
Mhm.
let's put it that way.
Right,
No, I mean
right.
it
Got
was
it.
hard. It was hard. It was hard. Like we were so into each other like several times, and the people start recording videos there, like everyone. It was something, I don't know, it
Wow.
was the energy was just like oh through the roof,
I love
and
that.
and yeah, we exchanged the Instagrams and the phone numbers and like addresses, make sure we're not gonna lose each other or something like that. He said he's gonna be married next week. I was like, oh, congratulations. Okay, so
Oh,
he officially has a husband. He used to be a boyfriend for years. Now it's a husband. So they are in the open relationship, and oh, it's hot. I already met his husband too, and another party probably next week after that. We kissed, we took pictures, we hugged, we had a little conversation. Yeah. I by accident I also went to their place to their house like next week after that. Like December was so busy and crazy for me because I have to work at the daytime and I have to do all this stuff at night. I barely slept in December.
Did you say you accidentally went to his house? Because I heard
Yeah, I
accidentally.
did not plan. I was driving from work. I parked my car near the bar. We went together to, and it was just, New York City is pretty big. Like to drive, it's kind of
Right.
too far. So I said, it's gonna be closer to go to your place instead.
So was that an
So
accident though?
yeah, no one planned it, but it was another spectacular night for sure. So, and yeah, and that was the last night we saw each other because they went to a wedding trip to
Mhm.
California. I think they're still in California for a couple of weeks or so. And
Nice.
now I'm in Florida, and as I said, I'll be back in New York in mid of
So this is
February.
three and a possible four.
Correct. And the funny
Got it.
the funny part, they know each other. The first couple and the second couple, they know each other very well. So
Oh
they are
wow.
they
Okay.
at least friends. Yeah, because he was invited by the birthday guy, right? But the
Oh duh. Yeah. Okay.
correct,
Yeah.
right. So they
Right.
know each other, they had sex with each other, and so they having parties together on the summertime on Fire Island. So
Nice.
so it's already a kind of circle of
So
friends.
what I'm hearing is that you're telling me I need to visit Fire Island.
Oh yeah, you definitely have. I mean, I think so. Yeah. I mean, you never been, I guess.
I never what?
It's you never been there, right?
I've never been to Fire Island, no.
Yeah, it's hard to get. Have to fly to JFK and then take the train and
Like a
take
ferry,
the
right?
boat and ferry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, so that was four, total of four. I mean, I don't know how to count. Okay, you count, guys.
I mean, it sounds like two are definite, and then like the
Right,
other two are possible.
two and then third, and okay, and we're not even counting the one in Houston because he still exists
Wait, what?
in Houston.
Wait, so that's five.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying don't try to count. Don't try to
Wow.
count.
Wow. Wow.
Right. So I was
Wow.
invited to another Christmas party. Well, that was a birthday party. And then I was invited to a Christmas party by my another boyfriend that I met on Polyamory, uh,
Oh my God.
a Polyamory retreat back in March, right? On near Albany here in New York State. So we've been seeing each other since then, since March, right? And he invited me for his Christmas party to his apartment. And interesting that they actually kind of neighbors. They actually live like this big apartment and this smaller apartment. They literally 10 minutes walk from each other. They're both on the east side of Manhattan. So it's pretty cool. And in terms of, I want to go from Tuesday night to Wednesday night. It's like I can.
Oh my God. This is like a porn in Palm Springs.
I'm just
So
listening to the Real Husbands of New York here.
I mean, it
well, the story did not like it's not the end of the story, right? So I have this boyfriend from the polyamory retreat. I mean, he has a couple of boyfriends too from Chicago and Philadelphia, and like, okay. So I mean, it's very hard even to draw. Like you have to draw circles. Okay, this person, that triangle, that. Oh my goodness, polycle, and how they connected to each other. So I came to that party and I met a trouble there at the party, at the Christmas party, like the complete trouble, already complete open trouble. Okay, so I know it's getting hot. So there's two husbands. They've been together, I think, for 12 years. I think I posted this picture once on the chat. So they've been together for probably 12 years. They established relationship, they husbands, and they have a boyfriend for, I think, 2 years. So they live on the west side of Manhattan. They actually live together, which is very interesting and unique for New York City, I would say, because it's three of them. They actually sleep together in the same bed because during that Christmas, I don't drink, right? So So during the Christmas party, I had the chance to talk to all of the people, but I was very interested about this trouble. So I had the chance to talk to each of them individually and then ask similar questions, and they get the kind of slightly different responses. So yeah, so they've been together for as a couple, they've been together for 2+ years, and oh my God, at least one guy was interested in me, and like he definitely want to see me, he want to meet me, and all of that. And I'm actually interested in all of them, honestly, in terms of that. If I mean, just for people, it's not about sex. The people who's gonna watch that.
I don't think, I mean, okay, so I will say that this is not just about sex. However, in any relationship, unless you're asexual, sex is really important, right? So it's like, okay, Oleg just likes to make many connections at the same time. That's all, like that's okay, right? I mean,
Yes,
it's okay.
right. When I'm
So,
saying I'm interested in yeah, Edward.
so with that being said, the way what you've described is exactly how his mindset was, but he just didn't comprehend it the way that you did. He didn't break it down properly. So instead of him understanding himself better, he just gave up. Because he's
Mm.
the same way. He meets someone, he's all about the connection. It's all about the connection for him.
Oh,
And as soon as
sure.
he gets a vibe, he's trying to make them more than just a friend. And that was the
Mm.
exact same thing he was doing. But the difference between you and him is you know what you're doing.
I mean, with me, honestly, guys, it's hard not to have sex with me. I don't know how does it sound, but like that.
What?
Did you
Like,
say, did you just say, did you just say, did
will it
you
happen
just
anywhere in the apartment,
say
in the
He
it
nightclub,
is,
did.
in the...
He
wait,
did.
no, I want
He
to go
did.
back.
He
Never
did.
mind. Did you just say it's hard not to have sex with me?
That's
Because
what he
I'm
said. That's what he said.
because I'm usually not
Yes.
saying no.
Oh,
I
because you
don't
don't say no.
know. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, Oleg, you already know. You already know.
And I didn't
Not
say what I
me.
wanted to say when I met you, but we'll keep it there.
I mean, just right, Edward. Right.
No, because what happened was when he came here, he was expressing to me, that he had different boyfriends that were all at different places. So it was like he already had a lot going, and it was like he didn't sound like you didn't seem like you were looking for anything else at that moment. You were content what you had and just building on what you were working on. So of course, I'm going to be the gentleman, and I'm just going to continue to let you do you. And
No.
if we happen to cross
Mm-mm.
paths again, of course,
See, no, I
since
would have
it's easier for you
no.
not to say no.
Yeah, see, I would have already like I would have been like, yeah, this is gonna happen. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I understand. Listen, your
let
relationships are great. I'm not trying to be a boyfriend. Let's just do what we do.
let me try to explain myself. Well,
Now warning.
well, my inspiration was this original guy that I met that has the 65 people for his birthday, the one who's very
Yeah, the
excited
holiday
for
party.
polyamory, the polyamory person. So we are connected one to one another on such a deep and very, like, I would also say, intellectual level about polyamory, because the way how he see polyamory and his structure is very similar the way how I see it. Like, he has a polyamory proclamation on his phone, which is so big. He write it himself.
Wow.
He sent it to me right after the first time we met. He said, I want you to read this and share your feedback and give me your feedback. I read the proclamation, which is very detailed. It's like explaining the way how he see polyamory, how many partners he want to have, which is 7. That's his number. He want to have 7 partners, right? He already has several apartments and the residences in different states. So it's all in Florida, different places. So it's all possible, manageable, and like he's working a lot, but at the same time he's partying a lot and he's traveling a lot, like, and all of that. Like, he has a lot of energy for sure. And so by looking at him, I was so excited, I was so inspired, I was so happy to meet somebody with such a huge amount of energy, and the idea how polyamory could look like. Because when we chatted with him, we kind of realized that we want to build a net of people, a network of people that connected one another. So it doesn't have to be like a triple or polycle that like everybody connected to each other, but it could be, you know, it could be anyone connected to each other, you know what I mean, but not to everyone, something like that. So we kind of give,
I understand.
correct. So we're kind of giving the freedom to everyone to choose who they want to be connected. And basically with this guy that we spent the night until 4 a.m. and then I met his husband and he just got married, right? So it's kind of already look like that because they've been knowing each other. They're not really boyfriends, but so we have two people here, we have two people here, and I'm the one who's kind of connecting them on the middle because, you know, it's possible, right? And then so that's one branch, and there is another branch that this guy from Polyamory Retreat that has a friends that has a trouble, and so it's kind of in such a short period of time, in a short period, like in couple of months, November and December, this very busy and holiday season, like this is all start grow like a snowflake, you know. Oh my goodness, I love my.
Well, I usually call
like
it a polyweb.
Right. But it's literally like it's been growing like closer to the Christmas time. It's been growing like more and more branches, like more and more people, you know, being established in there, and I love it.
You look very giddy when you talk about this. Like
He does.
you are
He's
there.
locked in. He's locked
Like
in.
you're locked. Like, yeah, you're locked in. You're like there.
You're a lot happier than
Like
you were
I mean,
last time
like
we talked.
you're fucking glowing.
Yes.
Like you look like a flashlight and shit. Like you're glowing. Like it's like bam.
I love this for you, Oleg.
I
love
mean,
it for
I think
you.
it's great.
Yes.
Because I don't think I've ever seen you this excited about a relationship before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's officially glowing.
Aw.
It's so cute for you.
It is, right?
Don't get quiet on us now.
I mean, look, he's
love
I mean,
blushing.
somebody get him a napkin for his seat because he is.
He's wet.
It's yep.
Well,
It's a tidal wave down there.
yeah. Ooh.
That's why it's so hard to not have sex with him.
You know what? Let me find it.
So I think like in my polyamory structure, it's kind of easier to operate by saying not just, oh, this partner or this boyfriend or this guy or that guy. I would say it would be a branches. So I would say, oh, this branch and this branch and
So it's
this
like
branch.
the tree of life.
Tree of life.
Look at that. Sounds like you're like really kind of like in it to win it. Like
He's in. He's locked in.
Yeah.
He's definitely locked in, and it looks good on you. It looks great on you.
It does. Yeah,
That
I mean,
happiness.
so I wish like my lucky number is 7. Because so I was born, this is my birth date, 1-2-2-7-7-9, right? And if you do 1979, like which is 1979, there's always 2 numbers represented in every number has 2 numbers in my birthday, right? So my lucky number is 7. Okay. I wish it had 2 to what I have. But I know that my husband would be like, what in the fuck? Because he's like, he's like, my bandwidth is full. Like he's like, I cannot take anymore. I'm like, well, what if I just did it?
Yeah.
Like, but
I'll
then
take care of it.
The promise that we made that we would never date anybody, but separately would be broken. So I'm like, I can't do that to him.
Right. So you need to establish in your agreement at some moment.
Yeah, can we renegotiate this contract?
Well, I mean, I could. Like,
I mean, of course you could.
However,
it's all in your hands, of course.
Listen, however, I could. But listen, Linda, look, I can't. I could, but the things I can't do it. Like I can't just blatant like you know a ghost and like she
Oh,
said you
you
can't
work
just
into
blurt it
it.
out like that. Like I'm
You
telling
work,
you my own way.
you
So
work into
like
it.
yes I have to. So I have to do it without
Yeah.
like
So
like
we'll work it out. We'll work it out. We'll
yeah
figure
like
something
it'll
out.
be all right. It'll
Yeah,
be all
we'll
right.
So funny, guys, are you whispering to each other?
figure it out.
Because he's in the other room.
Just make him think it's his idea. That's the
Yeah.
Right.
key.
That's how you do it, right?
That's what I was gonna do.
Well, I mean, just talk about this crazy guy in New York City that has this all these branches and handles so many people.
True.
But
True. But also on top of that, like we want to branch out. Like I like having
Like
I
a
like being intimate
Puerto
with other
Rican branch,
people.
Mexico branch. You know what I mean?
I I'm not gonna go down there.
Oh, okay.
Oh my, see, Oleg.
Nah,
Okay, Oleg. So when are
it's
you
hard.
meeting me? Wait. So Oleg, when are you
It's
meeting
hard.
me in Mexico?
What?
What? When are you
when are
meeting
you
me
going to
in
be in New
Mexico?
Mexico?
Me?
Yes, you.
Did I just say Oleg?
Yes. Yes, I'm here
So
listening.
when are you
When
meeting
are
me in
you
Mexico?
going to New
Oh,
Mexico?
when? Oh,
No,
I mean,
no. I said when are you meeting me in Mexico then?
Mhm.
oh, yeah, we can meet in Mexico if you want to.
Yeah, I just need another branch.
Oh, okay. I'm not really representing Mexico, a country.
Doesn't
Uh,
matter.
okay, but
But you really are glowing, Oleg. I'm so happy for
Yeah, you
you.
are for sure.
Your cheeks are even red.
I mean, and the lights in the room aren't really helping because your face is just going like it's
Yeah.
just kind of like
I'm so happy I met so many great people. Um, we just got email from the Eastern Mountain about the polyamory retreat in, I think, in March. So, I mean, I'm gonna travel until February, middle of February. Um, so for me, while I was listening to you guys, the way how you navigate your relationship, you, Edward, and Vic, and Justin, like it's kind of interesting that Justin has everybody closer to him, proximity wise. Edward a little bit farther, and Vic has even more places. So um, for me, it's a little different situation. Like no one lives. I mean, I don't live with any of those people that I just mentioned, right? So I live on my own. At the same time, I mean, they travel, I travel. And the reason I was repeating the sentences that the dates, the fifth and the sixth, and this, and Los Angeles and New York and Peru and all of that, it's like there is no, at least I'm gonna speak for myself, there is no room for jealousy, there is no room for fear of missing because it's just literally impossible to like to organize somehow that amount of people into like one
yeah,
activity in one place. It's almost
yeah.
impossible. So at least in my mind, in my soul, that the way how it works, like I have all these people in my mind. Okay, they
Mhm.
all there. They más o menos, more or less, they know my schedule. They know where I'm gonna back. They all follow me on Instagram. They see like where I'm at and the dates and all of that. So based on that, like we can plan something ahead as far as possible. Um and I mean it's I'm of course I'm gonna be I'm eager to introduce everybody to everybody. So they would be just at least just I mean just the friends. For me that's more than enough, you know. They don't have to be intimate or sexual or anything like that, just to know each other and meet each other. If we all polyamory, like we I mean it's great to, and oh my goodness, we live in New York City finally, you know. I've been looking for people like that for years. So for me, now I see a possibility to build a community, a family, and a, a polycule at the same time. So I'm very excited about that.
I love that for you. That's amazing.
Thanks.
Welcome.
Definitely
Yeah.
love that for you.
So I hope you guys lost the track of you lost the numbers,
I
right?
didn't lose
Because
track of it. No, it's
I
in my head. Like I know exactly. Like
like
no, I got it.
there's no reason to try to count, and I'm
Oh no,
not
I
even trying
did.
to. Yeah. Yeah. So that
We're
was
locked in. We know.
yeah.
Mhm.
Woof. Thank you. Thank you.
I had my
Here, I
paper
thought I was
out.
doing something.
Wait, why'd you say, Edward?
I said, here, I thought I was doing something. This man got a whole tree growing.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, Oleg. So I forgot to tell you. We went to the jeweler store. Well, everybody. We went to the store and I bought the husband and the boyfriend number one. I guess I could just, if I was gonna name them boyfriend number one, two, three. Um, I got them all wedding bands.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow.
Have you given them to him yet?
So everybody's ring is ready but mine. Of course, it's
How
mine
backwards is
that takes
that?
the most work to put together. Of course, because the boyfriend calls me princesa.
Okay.
I mean, I call him papi, and he calls me princesa. I'm like,
Oh,
I'm not a
What
princess.
language is that? That sounds
What?
Russian. What language is that?
Papi?
No, the
Papi.
princesa.
Princesa. That's Spanish.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
it's the same in Russian.
Oh, really? Wow. Because
okay.
the boy. Okay, so the husband is black, and the three boyfriends are all Latino.
Flavor.
Oh, you have so many people to practice your Spanish. I'm jealous. You know what? Sorprendentemente. Oh, that's my favorite word.
Mm.
Surprisingly, none of these people are Latinos. The one I just mentioned, like so many people, none of them Latino.
And that's funny
That I
because
have to force myself to go to Peru for entire months to find at least one Latino. Just kidding. I have
no,
to force
just go to
myself.
Mexico. Mexico.
I've been there. I've been there. I want to go Peru
No,
for
no, no,
specific reason.
go to New Mexico.
I knew it. No, no, no. I'll go. I'll be back. I'll be back to United States. It's okay. The flights are working, still working. So that
Oh
shouldn't
my
be a
God.
problem. And surprisingly, there's none of them
Justin, I tried.
Latina.
I
None of them.
tried,
I mean,
Justin.
huh?
I tried. I had your back in
I
Justin. I
got you,
tried.
Edward. Thank you for trying. I appreciate that.
I mean, listen. Okay, okay. After Medellin, Colombia, which I will be probably already exhausted by then.
Yes, you will be. You will be definitely exhausted.
After my trips, yeah, I will need another vacation after the vacation. So I'm actually planning to go. I mean, I'm not gonna return to Florida because I'm already here. I will probably go either Houston or anywhere Texas, or if I have nowhere. I mean, I can stop by in New Mexico or something like that. I can.
Well, where in Florida are you again?
I would say between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, I know exactly where you are. Okay, because I go to Florida once a year to just relax, and I stay at a clothing optional men's resort.
Oh, I love them. Oh my God, in Fort Lauderdale, right?
Yeah,
I've
The
never
exactly.
Pineapple
been.
House or something like that.
Yes,
We have a
yes, or
few
the
of them.
brand.
Oh, it's very good. I love that. Oh, it's so good. Is
Yeah,
it?
so I stay there sometimes. Like I will tell my husband and the boyfriend, like, listen, so of course, and I want to bring this up because it's really important, is that especially when you have multiple partners, like more than two or two, I mean, even if you have just two, right? You need to take time for yourself. You need to
Okay.
recharge your batteries, take time for yourself. Do not get yourself consumed because you're not going to have any battery left. And I'm
I
not talking
love
about
it.
the battery in your vibrator. I'm talking about the battery for your fucking soul. Your goddamn soul. Like you're
A
not
fucking soul.
you're not going to have enough energy mentally even to deal with four other energies. Like you
Yeah.
sometimes I like I say I got to take a break. I got to go. I mean, usually what I'll do is I'll take one of them to like I'm planning on taking the husband to Puerto Rico. I just got back from Denver with boyfriend number one. Boyfriend number two and three, I have to figure out a place to take them. Right. And then after like I need
Oh man. Hmm.
oh my gosh.
Wow. It's so
But
much
yeah.
energy. I did not even expect anything like that. I had I had almost no agenda for this call. I mean, I had just a few. I was like, okay, let's catch up. I did not expect to hear so many things from all of you guys. And from myself too, I actually got surprised when I was starting counting these people.
And he's just glowing. I love that for you.
I
Oleg.
know.
really did.
I'm just looking at his face. It's like, yeah.
Thank you for watching until the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, leave your comments below. We're not gonna leave our information down there. You're gonna reach us out. We have already too many people.
Oh, like your
Unless you
information's
want.
already in your name.
Yeah, you're right. That's, I mean, you can still find us, or at least me, because it's my channel. But
And you know how to reach all of us, so it works.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, we're open. I mean, I'm open. All my accounts are open. You can message me if you want, and everybody else here, and you can find Justin so easily too.
Yeah, actually, just Google my name and you'll find it.
Right. So we'll do our best to keep it on a monthly basis as we used to. We have, I mean, at least I do have people that I do wanted to invite to a podcast, as you can tell.
You got quite a few.
Yeah,
I've got quite a few for sure.
I would love to bring my partners involved on this too. I would love for them to come in next time. So definitely let me know.
Yes. So I will do my best. They're all busy. We'll try to plan ahead. I want to invite those people to share their beautiful, amazing stories, because I know them and I want everybody to know those stories. And they also open to new connections and all of that. So it's like it's never ending process for us, but for growing not just community, but the families and polyamorous and all of that, building new connections. So I'm excited to keep going with our polyamory podcast. Thank you, Justin, for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for Edward and Vic for joining us in the literally last minute. It was so much fun. As I said, I'm constantly learning something new from all of you guys. It was amazing. Thank you for your vulnerability and sharing and open mind and the positive energy. I hope we inspire people who are watching this video, and we'll definitely see you on the next episode.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.